Good evening, everyone. I'm Paolo Garbanzo, and we have our weekend haiku wrap up coming at you right now. We had a great game last week, Goblonia. Oh boy, let's get the whole name. Nat 21 presents Goblonia, Polar Express Capades, Mother Flippin' Goblins on a Mother Flippin' Train, the Please Don't Sue Me Holiday Extremaganza Supreme, all in one breath. And tonight we're going to talk about that and talk about all our cool things that are coming up real soon. The end of this month, we got the whole new season of Nat 21 coming up for you real soon. So I would like to introduce some of our guests tonight right here. The creator of Goblonia right here. Here he is, Robert Turk. Hey. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you are muted. Oh, no, wait, you're not muted. Oh, you don't seem muted. We heard you before. Let's try this again. Well, we're going to bring him back. You might have to turn everything off and turn it back on again. Let's see if Kitty's working.
Hey!
All
Hello,
right, I
Robert.
think I'm working.
Oh, I can hear you now. All right.
Robert, your angry face was adorable.
So evidently there was a Windows update today, and that screwed up everything.
Oh my gosh. And we heard you like 2 minutes ago. It was really crazy.
I know, and nothing has changed. But
all right.
It doesn't want my microphone to work anymore. So if that happens again and my lips are moving, just nod and smile.
We just
all good.
We'll just subtitle you. Well, just whatever we feel like. It'll be great. Well, here we are, the three of us. We were in Goblonia. We were in Goblonia all together, and you were there, and you were there, and some of you were there. And Robert Turk is the maker of this game, as well as that game right there, Purgatory House, as well as several other games. You can check them all out. He's got a website.
I just don't have big signs for those. I'll just
hold them up. Weird Scouts, awesome game, by the way. It is Weird Scouts. They're like scouts, but they're weird. And it's great. I love it because you don't kill anybody. Like them's the rule.
You hopefully don't kill anybody.
Hopefully don't you are not trying to just murder hobo your way through.
Right.
It's like this is literally the opposite of murder hobo. This is like Weird Scout.
Right.
Yeah. So, I love it.
Weird being an ancient word for like fairy.
Right.
It's the weird wood. It's the fairy wood.
Of course. So. And of course, we have Kitty Chaos right here.
Hi.
Who was...
Me.
Oh, of course.
Squidge.
Yes, Squidge. I was like, why am I forgetting her name? Squidge.
I have a lot of names. You have to remember a lot of names for me.
I know. That's why I just point. I go, that person right there, that one. Yes. This is so we were all there. I had a great time. I absolutely loved. And thanks, Mayhemmer, the Prime sub. What?
Oh yeah.
This is that thing where I am so not the professional Twitch person because I would have some sort of like wacky hand signal.
Do magic.
Oh,
do a symbol crash. You've got symbols there.
I have a symbol.
Yeah, I would like to welcome. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. I would like to welcome Mayhemmer into the subscription zone.
Oh! There's confetti and stuff's going. That's awesome. All right, hang on.
I don't even need like a music button.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank
you, David and Tommy, for remembering Squidge's full name, which is Squidge Bug Farts. Did we decide if it was Bug Fart or Bug Farts? I can't remember. Whoa.
Bug Farts, it's plural, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right, that's for you, Aaron. Do the magic thing. That's what you got.
There you go. All right.
That was really good.
It's been like 5 minutes and we haven't even done a single haiku.
Oh my God.
How is it not even 5 minutes?
I have one if you'd like, unless you have one you want to start with.
Do you have a good starting haiku?
It's good for me.
It's good.
It's good for me to
with a
start
setup
with.
like that. How can we not hear it? Go for it.
Oh, I feel bad though. I feel like I should have done one about what's her name?
Mayhemmer.
No.
Squidge.
No.
Fuzzy. Someone
The
real? Someone imagined.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do my haiku because it will help explain why I can't remember the name or even how to describe her. And then afterwards I'll try again. But
Gorgor.
Gorgor, thank you. Gorgor. Yes.
The
Okay,
first
so now
haiku
this
is supposed to be for Gorgor. So
yeah, I'll try to write one anyway and pretend like we did it first. But right now this one's gonna explain everything that's going on right here. Okay. My head feels real thick. This hair of the dog is slow. I am hungover.
You know, I did a special gong hit for that. That was the rim of the gong. I don't know if you heard the difference in there. That was subtle.
It did sound a little different. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I got one for Gorgor.
Okay, you have one for Gorgor. Oh,
I have one for Gorgor. Yeah. All right, you ready for it?
Ready.
Okay. Goblins for Gorgor. Down with the occupation. Titania sucks. Eggs?
Eggs. That was good. I liked it. I like it. You know, and I feel like maybe I should have read mine then, and then that because that was that really for Gorgor or was that just anti-Titania? Don't answer that.
It was for Gorgor. It says goblins for Gorgor.
That's true. Goblins for Gorgor. Well, here's mine. This would have been like the opener of the show, sort of weirdly, I guess. Goblonia, wow. What magic will Robert make? Is it goblin snot?
Ooh.
There's my magic. Yes.
So pretty.
All right.
I used to make boogers that were soap. They were troll booger soap that
Really?
Gandersnitch sold at FairyCon for a couple of years.
Oh my gosh. I'm totally into that.
Yeah.
Totally into that.
Yeah. I don't have any anymore. Yeah, no. I don't make things. I make words now.
I make words. Wait, do you make up words?
Sometimes, evidently. My editor seems to not like some of my words.
You just tell him William Shakespeare made up like 30,000 words.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fantasy. You can make up words. Jeez.
Well, in Goblonia, yes, there are some made up words. I made up words.
You have to.
I can't. Yeah.
In Goblonia, for those of you, I hope you watched the game, everybody out there. If you did not, last week's game was the second half of our exciting game. Nat 21 Adventures presents Goblonia Polar Expresscapades. Mother flipping goblins on a mother flipping train. Please don't sue me. Holiday Extremaganza Supreme.
With a side of chips.
Yay!
And a pickle.
Side of chips. And guacamole.
And it was an excellent game. It's a real fun game. And I just want to just really briefly go into mechanics of the game and just kind of what's the difference between playing D&D and playing Goblonia? And to me, as the person playing the game and not running the game, it is, I would say, Dungeons & Dragons. You've got all the stats and all the rules for just about anything that could happen. Then you have Pathfinder, which has even more rules for how to tie your shoe and all those other things that you really are really important to role playing. And then you have Goblonia, which is almost cartoon level, where you're like, I'm gonna do this thing.
Yeah.
Is it fun? If the answer is yes, you're gonna do it. So
right, if it's fun. We try to push the line close to cartoon without hitting cartoon. That's something I've told my playtesters in the games all over the summer. This is not Looney Tunes. There's some dark, serious things going on in Gablonia. It's a city of goblins that's been occupied by the fair folk. Cruel Titania has taken over and has essentially it's like World War II occupied France.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's on lockdown and your lives kind of suck now. And the fun comes in the wacky, zany, prone to failure things that the goblins are doing to try and resist this occupation. So that sounds dark and deep. Really, it's, goblins, they're not heroes. They're background characters that have been thrust into the front of the story, and they're trying to make their way bumbling through their lives and making their lives better and inspiring their friends and stealing from their enemies. And so I think
you've described hobbits. You've just described hobbits.
No, they're not hobbits.
Yeah, but they're, the same in that regard, where it's like, not a hero, not
a hero.
I'm a farmer, hero's journey, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Kitty, what do you have to say about that?
Oh, hi, I'm here, I swear. What was the question?
On a like, how was the role play aspect for you, say, different from Dungeons and Dragons, which is what we usually do, and maybe even not like Nat 21 Adventures, which is a show and us trying to be entertaining while playing D&D, as opposed to like a regular game of D&D versus
it's really fun. Because with D&D, when you're taking steps forward in this world, like this situation that everyone's creating together, you have certain directions that you're going to go. You're going to make a specific type of search, and you have a stat for that on your character sheet, and you're going to everybody's got weapons, so you're going to swing your weapon, or you're going to search for traps or something. But in Goblonia, there's none of that. It's just whatever you think of. That's how we ended up with a wheelbarrow full of cheese. It's just not that you can't do that in D&D also, but there's a little bit of a guide.
Right.
And Goblonia also has a little bit of a guide, but it's a much smaller one. And so what are you going to do is even more open.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, so like in the Venn diagram of those two role-playing games, they overlap in that little sliver, but honestly, yeah, it's the least rules, and it makes things snappy. And again, like for anyone who's seriously about I need to have these rules because I need to know 30 feet per minute is
that might not be the game for them.
Yeah, I need to know exactly how far this is gonna reach to poke your nose, and
they can go play Pathfinder.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, yeah, that's because
I think it would be really fun to take a friend like that and sit them down and force them to play Goblonia. I bet it would be good for them.
Well, and again, in that same vein, you have Toon, the cartoon role-playing game, where you like.
I want to play so bad.
And that's even further.
That's even more ridiculous. Where like could have been right next to each other, and then now I'm 4 miles away on top of the mountain, like that.
We've threatened to play this on Nat 21, and I think we really, really, really need to, because I have been fantasizing about this game ever since I found out about its existence years ago, and I still have not gotten to play it. And I think we have an excellent team of weirdos that would make that game really fun.
We're gonna say that the name of that show would have to be Nat Toon 22, because the only thing better than 21 would be
Nat 22.
22.
So in Goblonia, in a very early playtest 4 years ago, one of my friends, Kitty's playing with him now in our playtest, Thad, we got into a combat, and it was a slightly different game. There were slightly more rigorous rules when it first started off. And for his attack, he wanted to take his pipe that he was smoking, pull the waistband of an enemy, and dump his ashes down the enemy's pants.
That's legit.
And I was like, that's a legit goblin move. That's a thing you should be able to do. In Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know that if I was running a Dungeons and Dragons game, I would immediately know how someone could do that. in that game. So that was one of my design philosophies for Gablonia was this is a combat move. Anything anybody can think of that affects the other side negatively has to be allowed. And instead of having 40, 50 different rules for each possible thing, it needs to be very open-ended. So there are rules there, but they're built to accommodate anything the player can think of to do. And I think that's the big difference between Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons, you, like Katie was saying, you get your steps. You get your, and so for combat, I mean, Dungeons & Dragons is a great role-playing game. It's a more tactical style adventure game. Whereas Gablonia, it's okay, you tell me what you want to do. All right, well, that sounds like a bashy sort of thing. Let's use your bash for that.
Right.
So right. I think those are the big differences. Tree,
but I would say skill Venn diagram is really
yeah.
So it's like, falls into that circle. Much like animal handling in my campaign, which apparently is
everything is animal handling.
Animal handling.
And you don't know. Everything could be a mimic. That's actually that's you know what? Boom. Hang on. That's gonna be the next time too.
I'm not sure if you've ever thrown a mimic at me before.
Here's a funny thing. All right, this is way off the subject, but I am not a huge fan of mimics. I didn't realize that there was I didn't realize that mimics were like a staple in like the D&D world. Like, oh, it's a mimic. That was like that, but it's such a gotcha thing that I'm like, I don't like that as a like zero clue gotcha thing. I
feel like you of all people could come up with a really great unexpected way to have a mimic be a part of an episode.
I mean, I'm not saying that I do not. So all right, so I mean, this is like way off subject, but like, see, in my head I go, where did that mimic come from and why does it look like a chest? I am way more likely to throw an animated chest at you than I am a mimic, because I can find it way more likely that a wizard is going to animate a chest because now I gotcha. And that's seriously like, you went into a wizard's tower and everything is an animated something. The dressers are coming after you, man. The dressers are
Can the chest have hundreds of little legs?
Oh, yeah.
Like the Discworld chest.
That's my favorite character.
Mimics don't have to be chests.
Right.
They can be anything. So it's a hunting tactic, sort of like the frog that disguises itself as a leaf or whatever. So the bug gets close. It's lazy. Mimics are just really lazy. That's what it is. They're like frogs or spiders. That they're like, I'm not going to go out hunt. I'm going to wait for you, greedy, fat adventurer, to come and touch me.
Yes, but, I actually did have a mimic that appeared to be a old Romney style wagon, and it had a big awning over the side and a rug underneath, and that was the and then there's a little table clearly with a little bottle of alcohol in it, and just come underneath the canvas cover and the rug and just sit on the rug, and there's some pillows there that look soft. Just right here. All you just have to do is just sit right here. Everything's fine. Don't worry. And I was like, if you didn't think that was in a trap, then you really should be playing a different game.
I was just looking it up to see what it was. Because my daughter ran her first game of Dungeons & Dragons for us, started like 2 months ago. And here we are, first level adventurers, and we encounter a mimic. We were going to help some dwarves or something. It was a barrel of wine. So in all these other barrels in the dwarven wine cellar thing, there was one that wasn't as dusty. And I'm like, oh, well, that's probably the newest wine. Let me go get that. And she's like, really? I don't know. I was just like, it's not all covered in dust. It doesn't have spiders on it. That must be the good stuff. Not thinking, oh, they're going to throw a mimic at these first level adventures. It almost killed me.
Yeah. I love to say Sir Dave has. I sent a wagon as a mimic for a party that attacked every wagon they came, and then they attacked everyone. I love that. I love it. And Mab, said heard that mimics were originally created to teach a lesson to smash and grab adventurers. I guess
maybe that's why you haven't had to use mimics, is because we're just all too excellent.
I feel like, again, it's like one of those things where you're like, it's like Tomb of Horrors. Okay, it's like there's a mystery to solve. If you choose the wrong one, you'll die. The right one, you continue your quest. But I give you 0 clues.
Right.
That is Tomb of Horrors to me. That's like, I pick the one on the left. You're dead. Like, I'm dead? Anyway, moving on. We have some haikus to tell.
No, we did the haikus. You have more haikus?
I have one more. I have one. Well, okay. So, no, I do have one. All right. I do have one. This is... So, episode 2 of the Goblonia game, we started at a cliffhanger, and...
Literally.
We had blown up the tracks, smashed the rocks, but we'd set off a massive avalanche that was coming down the mountain to annihilate all of us. And we were trying to get these 3 trolls to get in the blast radius, but we only managed to get 1. And the other 2 were probably going to come for us and crush us. So, haiku sums up everything here. Big avalanche. Maybe destroy all the trolls? Nope.
But you all did deal with the trolls.
We did, but not.
I mean, let me rephrase that. Paolo's character did not deal with the trolls. Paolo's character almost went over.
You know, once I drew in the first episode, once I drew 3 9s, I was like, oh, I got a Joker and 3 9s, and I was like, it's all over. I'm never going to draw another good hand the rest of this game, and I didn't.
And that draw was to get cheese.
That's right. Booyah. Cheese. Oh, I do have another one. So we got down the mountain. Oh, that's right, because I was going to make a really great... Oh, I was trying to make one for the... gong fail. Ah. You have to do that. Gong. So avalanche came. We took that barrel, the wheelbarrow, and we made a sled out of it, basically toboggan, and we got everyone down. Which, by the way, and I wanted to point out that we did get a big damn success with the Joker card, and we should have landed that thing, like I had said way in the beginning, that we should have landed that thing right on that train. And I don't think... I'm
so glad we didn't, though, because some really fantastic stuff happened as we tried to figure out how to get all of us on the train.
That is true. Speaking of, do you have a haiku for it?
I have a haiku. It's about it's related to the wheelbarrow and some of the things that we did to get the wheelbarrow and all of us on the train. Okay, Squidge loves wheelbarrow, maybe a little too much. Squidge shibari's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, big surprise. My haiku has something to say about that. Shibari Buzzy. Well, that got kind of awkward. Let's just move on. Yes?
Awkward or awesome?
No comment.
Well, so the whole Shibari thing happened because I got a big damn success on tying a rope.
Yes.
So I had to then
what do you do with that?
And explain how awesome the rope tying was. And so that's the only way I know how to make rope tying awesome.
So we got on the train. We had Ermagert blow the train away. So the coal car and the engine got separated from the rest of the cars. We headed down the mountain in the cars, and we got in there. You went up and over with your wheelbarrow, and then we swung around the other side, and then that's when there's an audience haiku.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see it. Wait, gotta go back. Is it the Tomb of Horrors game? What?
It's right there.
It's in there. Buzzy wrapped up tight, dragged along at light speed. Yeah, Buzzy likes the rap.
Buzzy did like it. Squidge offered to take it off and to help her get out of it. And she was like, no.
Oh, yeah, I was there. I was there. No comment. All right. Okay. So then we met one Fae who
had a bad day.
That's right. Oh my gosh, the worst. It was the best.
Is everybody writing a haiku right now?
Yeah, I got one. So okay, but it comes in later. So if the haiku happens when as I'm narrating, let me know. So Squidge runs around the backside of the car, runs into good old Bilge, who had managed to come up all the way from the back of the entire train. And then, so I think the idea was we were going to bust in. He was going to look at us. Squidge was going to throw what was it? Icky Sticky?
Icky Sticky. I was actually just writing a haiku about it.
All right.
I was writing one about Bill the conductor.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Bill's so awesome. He actually conducts steam trains. That's his job, his actual job. And then Ermagerd was going to fly in with the rock that eats everybody, which is, by the way, awesome.
I love that rock. He's so good.
Oh, I got it.
All right. So mine is about the moment when I tried to throw an X-Wing fighter at the Fae.
I'll do mine first then, because mine's about Bill the conductor.
All right.
And that's the first line of it. Bill the conductor. Bill the conductor. Yeah, Bill the conductor. Not a good day for fair folk. That's what you get, nerd.
Ouch. Ouch.
No, I really liked Bill. It was cool. He was correcting us on all the train stuff, but because we weren't live, because it was pre-recorded,
right,
I couldn't do anything about it.
I think we might have even said, like, we were speculating while we were playing, like, Bill's gonna have so much to say about this.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I did, but we did learn stuff from him. I didn't know that coal cars are not actually flammable from dynamite.
Yeah, that's pretty. Not only is that an interesting fact, I want to know how he knows.
Fair question.
I mean, when you study old trains like that, and then someone's like,
start throwing explosives at them.
Well, you might have heard about explosives and then there was a train fire and the train wrecked and then something blew up, but the coal just sat there because it's coal. And
sure, make it boring. That's fine.
I don't know.
Right, because trains blowing up is boring.
Right. Steam shooting everywhere.
Right. Kids being that's getting ahead of ourselves.
There's a joke that I know about a circus train crash. You know what? I better not tell it. I remember the punchline now. Never mind. I have a haiku.
Oh, wait, is it about the Icky Sticky?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'll do mine first because then that happened. Okay. So me and Buzzy, who is now henceforth called Shabuzzy, we go in the room first and we start chucking broken toys and apparently cayenne pepper.
That was such a good move on her part, bringing that cayenne pepper.
Yes, it's like sprinkles, but Christmas sprinkles.
Danger sprinkles. It's danger sprinkles.
And then the Fae points his crossbow at me, and I was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna pull out an X-wing fighter, and I'm gonna reverse X-wing fighter. I'm gonna reverse Death Star it. Instead of the X-wing fighter shooting something at the guy, I'm gonna throw the X-wing fighter at the guy to try to. It's like I'm actually like anyway. So here it is. I threw the X-wing fighter at him, and we saw what happened. X-wing in the air, 1,000,000 to 1 shot right there. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's okay. But that's the joy of the game, is those heroic moments from non-heroic characters.
Yeah,
they don't tend to go awesomely, but this is very much a fail forward kind of situation. As long as the story keeps rolling, as long as people are having fun, it's like the building up of disasters on top of disaster on top of disaster. It's like, well, how are they going to worm their way out of this?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Yeah, like they just make a bigger and bigger mess, and then to get out of it, continue making mess.
Yes.
Yeah, until it works.
So, sorry, any more haikus? Are we?
Yes.
Oh,
I got one about Icky Sticky. Icky Sticky Bomb. Potion of Ultra Sticky. It smells funny too. We didn't really talk about that, but yeah, it smells so gross.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, it's like if you like took, like rotten glue, how rotten glue smells, like rotten paint and rotten glue have like a gross smell. It's like that, but like combined with feet too.
Nice. And some cheese.
And cheese.
And
everything smelled like cheese after what we did.
Yeah, right?
We just all had this like cheese emanation.
I threw the X-wing. I get shot. Squidge comes in, pours Icky Sticky over the guy's hands, which sticks him hands to the crossbow. And then Ermagerd runs in and throws the living rock at the Fae. It falls at his feet, and with his hands glued together, could not stop the rock from eating I believe it is a human-sized object. It can eat up to a human-sized object.
Yeah. Well, so the rock opens its mouth, little tiny rock opens its mouth. It just keeps getting bigger, and chomp down on the fair folk.
So I will read out this one from Mab, who threw the winning rock throw. We met a true Fae. I'm sure Rock would be scared. Rock, nom, 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 nom.
You messed up her poem.
Oh, shit.
Let me try.
Okay.
We met a true Fae. I am sure we should be scared.
Oh.
Rock, nom, 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 nom.
And the winner. Well, my friends, it is the halftime show. It's time to tell the world about our new sponsors. First off, my friends, I do want to mention that we are perhaps getting towards a time when we might be able to travel in the summer. And if you know anything about Ren Adventures, Dungeons & Dragons, Scotland and England Castle Tours, we are going to try to make this happen. One's at the end of June and the other one the very end of June and into July. It's a 8-day tour where we visit castles and cathedrals, pubs and taverns every day. And then at night, we go back to our castle that we're staying in and play Dungeons and Dragons in the big D&D campaign that is our own. Let's see. And our other sponsor, Earthly Leather Designs, earthlyleatherdesign.com, medieval and fantasy accessories. You'll see me sporting some of the stuff on several occasions. As a matter of fact, I think I'm wearing one of their designs right now. They're at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair and several other Renaissance fairs around the country, but you can check them out right now at earthlyleatherdesign.com. And hey, Turtle Creek Coffee, South Carolina's supreme bean, my friends. turtlecreekcoffee.com. They will deliver to your door. Tell them Shel Slomsky sent you. Shel Slomsky is going to be one of our bartenders in the coffee bar in Magecroft. Turtle Creek Coffee. It's really great coffee. They're really great, supportive company, and they are supporting us and allowing us to bring you this show.
And you don't have to live in South Carolina. You don't have to live close by for them to deliver to you.
That's right. They will deliver anywhere in the USA. That's right. TurtleCreekCoffee.com. And hey, we are going to do it again. Murder at Cloud Haven Chateau, Saturday, January 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Online virtual murder mystery event hosted by the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. Tickets at njrenfair.com. Go to their box office. You can get a ticket for this live. It's about a 2-hour-long show. You get to join in, solve the mystery, and figure out who done it. Now, we did this last month, and we're going to do it again. Different ending, different ending. However, the middle part where I get killed is the same. So join it on in. That's the Murder at Cloud Haven Chateau. It's Saturday, January 22nd. Live. It's great actors. It's a great bunch of actors, and they are fantastic. William Shakespeare's there. The man playing Alric is there. He's Roger Awesome. Tickets, once again, at New Jersey Red Fair boxoffice.com. All right.
Woohoo.
That's everything I have to say about that.
Yay, sponsor.
There's a couple more haikus, and then we're going to talk about the shows coming up. So let's see. Well, I read the last one, so someone else has to read this.
Well, because we didn't get to that part. That you all ended up throwing the kids off the train to save them and sending them into the forest to live with the hounds of the Fae. So I think this first line is supposed to be a question. Children, where are they? In a chocolatey sleep. Throw them off the train.
Rescued them.
You did rescue them. I mean, you technically, with enthusiasm, completed the entire mission.
Mm-hmm. And now there's some weird Lord of the Flies thing happening somewhere in the forest outside of Goblonia.
Which I may just have to write in to the world book there.
Yay!
Wait. This is a haiku. Robert Turks the Man plays Gandersnitch the Goblin, game and book writer.
Hey! Well done.
That man, people are rocking it. I love this show.
Yeah.
Haikus are so fun.
These are great haikus. That was only the first line, though, Mab. You got to do the other two.
Wait, and on that. Oh. I was like, no, that's not a haiku. This is not a haiku. And on the nat 20, and on the nat 20 T1 front, we have some amazing things planned to get started in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Now, I sent you a link earlier in the week about the Haiku Masters from the 70s.
Yes.
In New York City. Maybe it was New York City. I don't know. But they were American, I think, and they were passing postcards back and forth with haikus. That was the only thing on the postcard. They would send a haiku to the other one to tell them about their life, and back and forth and back and forth. And they were found in the bottom of a drawer or something in an antique shop. Sort of sparking this renewed interest in their haiku. And they played a lot with the haiku. They kept, like, I noticed some of their haikus only had 3. It was 3-5-3 or 5s. 5-7-5. Like, it's supposed to be some of them were longer. But they sort of played with it and were a little more loose with it, but it still had that structure. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, as we said, it's already time. We're going to talk about our next game coming up in just 2 days. It is Delta Green. It's a modern horror game, and we're going to bring in now in Delta Green, the game master is called The Handler. Ooh. No comment. But we're going to bring her in. It's you may know her. She goes by various names. I know her as Melissa, so I'm gonna bring her in. It's Melissa Baker, everybody. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
You look lovely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, Kitty and I played, and we have our other guest for tonight. Do not forget, we have one more guest who is also playing in our new game, who has played before on Nat 21 Adventures. And here she is now. Everybody, a big hand for May Hemmer. Hi.
Hi, May.
Hey.
Right. Now, Robert, we're gonna like move around.
I'm just
Yeah,
There we go.
Totoro is ready. Here we
There
go.
we go. So, we just wanted to talk about the next game coming up. Oh, you know what? I did make that opening credits thing. I think I loaded it up. If you haven't seen it, let's see. I'm gonna throw it up.
He remembers what the doctors told him. Clyde Bauman.
I don't want to say aliens, but aliens.
I'm just gonna call this line because it's almost easy again. Woo! So that music is by Saxon Moon, everybody. So
Okay, I was like, that's
love
really amazing
it.
music. That's
Mhm.
great.
yeah,
Yeah, I want their CD now.
they foolishly said, "Hell, use whatever you want. We're fine. You could just use any of our music," and handed me a bunch of their CDs, and I was like, "Okay."
Done.
Like,
Don't
Now
need
I-
to, don't need to tell me twice.
I will forever use their music for everything now. Ha 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 ha. Ha. But no, they're great guys, by the way. Saxon Moon, they're a fantastic band. I usually see them at Sherwood, but they are all over the United States doing their thing, usually. So yeah, I will hopefully see them in April at the Sherwood Forest Fair. But the important part is Delta Green, Melissa Baker.
Yes.
Tell us all about it.
So Delta Green is a modern scenario that's based on Lovecraftian horror. So it can be anything from just tentacles have erupted from a body, or it could be a legitimate like Shoggoth kind of showing up in some kind of situation. The one that we did is an official Delta Green scenario. It's called Last Things Last. If you happen to have the book, or I think there was a podcast I think that did it. That's like a real famous gaming podcast that did it. It's usually everybody's first scenario. And I'm really, really excited that we got a chance to play with it. It was real fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah. I had no idea what it was going to be like, and I definitely didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, because I was like, man, it's horror and I'm so comedy based, and so like, am I going to have to like be serious or something? Is it going to be boring? No, it was awesome. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, I would really like to run some of the scenarios that I've written, but this was the nice thing about this one, as explaining the fact that it ran like 4.5 hours, is it's relatively compact. The thing that happens in these kinds of games, because it's a sort of murder mystery in and of itself, is all of the players really want to investigate everything, every single room, every single drawer, every single surface. So that's where things can get a little bogged down in details. But I think it ended up being relatively entertaining for everyone too.
I listened to a refrigerator at one point.
Yeah, I forgot you did that.
Oh yeah, that was funny. But I just want to really inspect this fridge for reasons.
Well, every time that Alex's and Kitty's characters, they'd be like, okay, we need some kind of like medical examiner or something. And they're like, we're the wrong kind of doctors.
Yes.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor.
No,
Doctor.
So now I played a actual private investigator.
Yeah.
Kitty was a doctor who you were as the intro said, you were doing the aliens thing. And then May Hemmer was playing
she was a security agent.
right.
Yeah.
She was on vacation.
Yeah.
Yep. So whereas I was like a private investigator who's I wouldn't say not washed up, but a little weird.
I loved the look because I was confused as whether we were playing a tabletop or we were on an episode of Lupin the Third. Because I was like, wait, so am I the big booby girl then? Oh wait, no, I'm not. Fujiko. I was like, I'm not Fujiko. Oh, yeah, it was funny. It's great.
Oh yeah, no, that was really great, and I loved incorporating everybody's little like backstory moments into things when I could too. Of like, oh hey, you speak this language. Look at the thing that you found that has this language on it. Like that stuff that isn't necessarily written into the scenario. And one of the fun things about Delta Green is that it really fosters a lot of improv in those moments of like, if you know these characters, you could throw that kind of stuff in, which is real fun.
Yeah. It was a pretty tight adventure. Now, of course, we're gonna actually be there in the chat once again. This is one of our pre-shot games. We've already shot it, and I'm still editing down a little bit. So it's not quite. It's 4.5 hours if you count all our potty breaks. But we're gonna cut those right out, everybody. So don't worry. And so it'll be a little bit shorter. But so we're gonna do that. It's going to be Tuesday night, 8 p.m. And then we're going to, so we're going to be there in the chats talking away. And if you have questions about the game, how it's run, let us know. And we're going to let you know no spoilers. That's the only thing. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
So don't worry. It's a great game. It's pretty smooth mechanics wise. It's a percentage based game. So you have a stat that is, you're a 50% or 60% or 70%, and then you just roll a percentile dice. You get lower than the number, and you got it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I like that. That was fun. It was really smooth is a good way to put it.
I would 10 out of 10 play it again. That's
weird
stuff. Weird stuff is my. I mean, I love D&D. That's what I started out at, but this is like
Me and a bunch of my friends have been playing it mostly on Discord, because Discord you can include just like flash D100 and it rolls the percentile dice, which is awesome. But we've done this virtually a lot and run our own scenarios a lot. And the fun thing is all of my friends, or a lot of my friends that I've known for years and years, are actual military people, and there's like real applicable actual military stuff. Like if you know the stats for a real gun, you can use that in this if it makes sense for your character. Like it's some of that stuff is real wild. Like I'm kind of hoping that we get to play another one where I can be like, well, you broke out your Barrett 50 cal and you start taking out all the pirates across the sea. Like, okay, yes, let's do this.
And then basing it in real life places that currently exist right now in the world was really cool. Like
Earth was awesome for this.
Yeah, like Melissa put one of the locations that we're at in a building that she once lived in, so she knew it like super duper well, and like it really helped paint the picture. Like I could like really envision this building. And
terrible apartments I've lived in Philadelphia would astound most people, but that worked really great.
So I vote we do one set in New Orleans soon.
Yes.
I do have one. It's not necessarily in New Orleans specifically, but I do have one that's set in Louisiana, and it gets wild.
What city? I probably know them all.
It's set in an oil rig off the coast of Louisiana.
Oh, nice!
But literally, like the four of us. I don't know about you, Robert, but the four of us here, I have spent so much time in New Orleans. Kitty lived in New Orleans. Hemmer lived in New Orleans. Like
I am Louisiana born and raised. I know everything.
Yeah.
Same here, baby. Born and raised.
Yeah.
So honestly, because Melissa does the Louisiana Renaissance Fair, I do the Louisiana Renaissance Fair. We go to New Orleans
A lot.
probably more than the average human who doesn't actually live in New Orleans.
That's how I met you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So so oh my gosh, we should absolutely have
Yes,
a game.
Matt. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Are we haiku-ing this?
Are we echoing that?
We should.
I have a couple that I wrote while we were talking about this.
Oh, do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring it.
All right. So in regards to what I first heard about Delta Green, I wrote, what is Delta Green? This is going to be scary. Well, I guess YOLO. And the other dumb one is kind of an inside joke. What the heck is this? Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Oh, we gonna die.
I without any spoilers, I was like, we're dead. We're so dead.
I was like, how am I? I'm dead. Oh, this is great. TPK for the win, y'all. Like that's it was great.
Well, and that's building most of the characters came directly from the book. The only character that didn't was the one that Paolo played, which my friend who's currently deployed in Kuwait actually created for that scenario.
Nice.
So he's
no wonder I had like all the skills required for that scenario.
He knows how to min-max that kind of shit. That's just the fun
I was
part.
like, wow, that's funny. I have an 80 in that skill. That's pretty okay, well, I guess I'm gonna do that.
I looked at mine I was like, I guess I'll pick this one. I was like, when is any of this going to well, go figure.
I played my favorite characters. Well, I have two characters that I normally play in Delta Green. One is Maria. She is a Hispanic, Mexican American EMT. And the strangest things come up that work well for her that are like, oh, hey, I'm a lesbian, so that means that I can talk to women better than men. And then like we end up having to like talk to some girl who's like experienced the Delta Green trauma of like there were tentacles everywhere and they were coming out of birds. And I'm like, okay, hang on, I got this. And then the other character I have is based on my uncle, who is not an assassin, but he's like his name is Phil Smith. He's like a very normal, cool dude. And he's divorced and has 2 daughters. And then in my scenario, he was used to be a cartel assassin. So he's like the dad guy that comes in and hangs out with you. And then like could also just like garrote everybody. It's pretty, These characters are fabulous. They're so much fun.
Everyone.
Nice. That's Are you sure you didn't just tell us any classified material right
I can tell you that my Uncle Phil is not an assassin. There's no guarantee that there aren't other people in my family who may or may not be assassins.
Right.
That is a long-standing joke in my family.
And I am the least connected Sicilian in the world.
You don't even get like free wine from random relatives you haven't hung out with them?
No, we get cheese.
Oh, okay.
We get cheese.
That's pretty nice.
I should use my husband's family. They're all Austrian, and they can trace they're actually a clan of Hessians.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, that explains a lot. A lot. I'm like, we're gonna make you a not mercenary.
Nice.
Paul, do you think that you are the nerdiest Sicilian?
Ooh, am I the nerdiest one?
Yeah.
Well,
what other famous Sicilians do we know?
I'm gonna say like on a Venn diagram of like nerdy. Then there's like, okay, using a Venn diagram is nerdy, but if you, so there's the ones who are like, I'm so into our history that you cannot pull me out of it. That kind of nerdy. Like if you think people in the SCA are a little overboard, imagine
if you will,
if you actually could trace your descendants down to actual knights who lived in the town that you grew up in with your family. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Like this is my family of medieval knights that I am named after. We actually still own the building. My family still owns the building. Like, and he goes, his name's Mario, but he goes around and he does like a full, medieval clothing. He'll go to medieval festivals in Europe and like, this is the actual underwear. This is the things.
Nice.
And he's like, and he is super, and like, I'm like, okay, dude, you lost me at the, but
That's too much.
yeah, but he's like, he can literally trace, his people to live, like the 12th century building that was not exactly in San Gimignano. They have a bunch of like buildings. The towns, it's a long story. I could tell you anyway, but like they have a joust field where they reenact jousts now. They have a medieval event there now, but that same area that the knights joust on is where the knights jousted 800 years ago.
Nice.
It's
So
the
cool.
same.
The history nerd in me is like, this is awesome.
Yeah, because it's the backside of where the castle was, and so we're just gonna go there and practice, and so then it turned into the joust field, and then it,
Do you
and
think
now
if you dig a little, you could find some like broken knight teeth?
yeah, probably. You probably find some plastic cups from everybody watching.
Some red solo cups from the events. I saw it. I know how this works, man.
Yeah. So there's those. It's a pretty. I have to say, as far as that goes, like as I'm doing like a juggling show in a medieval town at a medieval festival, and I've picked my location to do kind of like a street show, and then you realize that the street has been here for 1,000 years, and they've been doing festivals for 1,000 years. And so every juggler that has come into this town to do a show has sized up the place and went, this is the corner. Right here is this is the spot to do the show. And you're standing on the same cobblestones that every juggler and musician in 1,000 years has gone.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, this is the spot.
Yeah.
This is gonna be this little crossroad.
That's
This
so cool.
the ice cream shop is there. There's the well, and bam, and it's like that is a super intrinsic thing. Anyway, that's a whole different story.
I want to know. I
like
want
such warm feels.
Yeah, I want to tell like a 30-second version of that. So when my husband and I went to before we were engaged, we were actually on our engagement trip. So we went to Scotland and the northern part of England, and there was not a medieval festival, but there was like the lord of that area in Northumberland was like, hey, I'm gonna like throw a festival. Do you guys want to come? And we happened to be staying with some people who knew the people. And they're like, oh, we're going to the Lord's party. Do you want to come? And we're like, oh my God, this is real? Jeez. And the funniest thing is, on their real grounds, they have their like more modern 18th century mansion that they actually live in. And then they have their 14th century battlement.
Oh my God.
They've tricked out with a DJ booth and they have parties.
That's my type of. I'm here for it.
They had like we walked around in it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can explore. It's fine." It's because they're like, we just walk around on our Roman ruins all the time for fun. So like, they're like, please go ahead. So we like walk around. I'm like, oh my God, is that a DJ booth in a 14th century castle? They're like, oh yeah, we just threw that in there. It was fun.
I'm gonna say DJ Battlement is my new DJ name.
DJ Battlement. See, that's so funny because like my husband's side, it's hysterical because like. When they traced their stuff back, I was like, that's pretty specific. Well, my mother-in-law did her 23andMe thing. Yeah, she's 91% German, Austrian.
Wow.
So there's no like doubt. And then she's like 0.6% of a specific Jewish. It's hysterical. But like their family, when I met a guy from Austria, I was like, yeah, my mother-in-law, their family, is Austrian. He was like, yeah, all right, what's her last name? I was like, Nagely. And he goes, what? I was like, Nagely. Naegele, and he like went pale, and I was like, did I spell it wrong? And I'm like, no, this is how she spelled. He goes, oh my God. And I was like, what? He was like, the Nagely still exists, like they own part of southern Austria, like they still own a town that still exists, and they run everything. And I was like, yeah, like they're all Naglys. And he was like, holy, he's like, if you meet a Nagely, they're literally related to each other, like there's no other branch, like that's it. And I was like, that's terrifying and awesome. I was like, honey, when you go to Austria, I want to go see your peeps and your cousins and all.
Guess what? They don't give you any discounts. Trust me.
I'm sure.
Like, my Sicilian last name like is the same last name as the gas stations that are around Agrigento. It's the same, like the same family. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, like hang on, like got my ID out. I was like, and they were like, no, it's still $3 a liter. You know?
Paulo, I would like you to read Reverend Tommy's latest haiku.
Oh yes.
Oh, that was a haiku.
Oh,
I think it is.
I think it is.
It is.
We start on one thing. Don't mention history stuff. Paul will never stop.
If you want to get back on track to Delta
Yes.
Green, I have a Delta Green related haiku.
Do it.
Okay.
Haiku, it's canon.
Peter is a nerd. I loved his lack of makeup. I like to play boys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I will say, just
so
from what I
easy.
saw in that opening, I didn't realize it was you, Kitty, until your name popped up on there. I'm like, that is awesome.
It was the best. It was
Mhm.
the best. Oh my god.
Christine was like started watching. I guess when I was we did a
Haiku Wrap Up.
haiku wrap up where I came on as Peter, and like Christine was watching, and she was watching for a while, and then finally when I spoke, she was like, "What the Kitty? Oh my god!" She was like, "Who is this weird guy? Who did somebody just sneak in? What's going on?"
Nice. Yes. Well, my friends, it is 9:00. I want to thank all of my guests here tonight. Actually, we had some people behind the scenes. We have Reverend Tommy on the moderator of our Twitch channel. We have Mab backstage running the controls for the stream yard. And I want to thank all of our guests who are right here with me on screen. We have Robert Turk, Wicked Clever. We have May Hemmer right there. We have Melissa Baker. Are the next game handler you're going to see out of Nat 21, and Kitty Chaos, Mistress of Disguise, playing a whole another character. And then, my friends, I do want to let you know that so after next week, we are going to do a show that we're going to call. We're still working on the name, but it might be Nat TPK 21, where we are going to run a game where I'm going to do my damnedest to kill all the players in one go.
Nice.
So you Patreon Saints, it's up to you to try to keep them alive. But guess what? I'm pretty sure it's not going to work because I'm the Dungeon Master. So
TPK is in the name. So
when I say rocks fall and everyone dies, I mean they came from orbit.
and not just the party, everyone dies.
Everyone dies. Yes.
Planet gone. And so we also are going to start the very end of January. We're going to start a Sunday side quest. So it's going to be a new show where it's going to be a little different because it's going to be a main character that you've seen before that we were like, oh, whatever happens to Sir Pistachio or whatever. And we follow that one character on a side quest where obviously we're going to have some other players involved, but we're really going to that's going to be like one character plot and it's just going to revolve around that character. And we're going to have a different character each week doing their little side quests. So if you, my friends out there watching, have an idea or have a question like, whatever happened to that guy or gal or that gelatinous cube or that phase spider, Ayala? That phase spider's coming for you, know it. Then, let us know, because I am not opposed to having a phase spider as a main character for an adventure. So if you got some ideas, you let us know. We will do them laughing all the way. The new season of Nat 21 Adventures is going to start at the end of January as well, January 26th. The new full campaign, and it's going to be campaign 5. It's going to run every Tuesday night and until near the end of March. Well, golly, that's Did I miss
A
anything?
lot of things.
Yeah. The patron game is Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. So after we have after we have our Tuesday night game, we are going to have a Wednesday night game. It's the Grand Patreon Saints monthly game. We have a new player. So we've got 5 players in that party. They are 2 dimensions away from getting back to the main dimension. But don't worry, main dimension's going to get hit by a meteor anyway. So they're probably safe.
Oh, and making it with Mab.
That's right.
Look at this, Mab. We are in sync.
Yes.
Yeah, making it with Mab. That's right. While I have some work on Wednesday at noon, do not fear because other people are going to make some art. I believe, May, are you going to be there this week too?
I'll be there. I'll be there Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So the ladies are going to be making it with Mab. 12:30 to 2.
Everyone is
Everyone makes it with Mab. Everyone has to make it with Mab. Everyone.
So yes, we had a great time last week where I just I did that thing where you awkwardly open the door and you walk in and go, did anybody need? No? Oh, okay. And then I just close it. Sisters were doing it for themselves.
Yes.
So once again, thanks everybody for being here tonight. I had a whole lot of fun. I do hope you did as well. There's Gandersnitch the Goblin right over there. Everybody.
Gandersnitch.
Read his books. Well, read Robert Turk's books about Gandersnitch. And don't forget, we'll see you Tuesday night right here on the Twitch channel. And until then, we'll see you again. Let's roll some beautiful haiku footage.
At each close of show to see Romulus we go. Haiku synopsis. In 575, hear our wizard summarize these strange times we face.